Hello. It's time for another reaction. And this time I have seized control because I told Nate to pull this up. So, I heard about this the other day. Persona 5 R has been announced, which we don't really know what it is, except that, you know, every like 3 or 4 years after they release a Persona game, they do like a remaster or extra stuff or what have you. But yeah, Persona 5 R, and I have more things to say after.
And I have some pretty good guesses as to what this is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Including the fact that this is probably on a certain system that Persona 5 was not
We
on.
will see.
Not.
We will see.
We will discuss that after the video, but I don't think you're right.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, fair enough.
Push button.
Pushing baton.
Is the
Oh, wait,
there are subtitles, aren't there?
Sorry.
Yeah, there are subtitles. in,
There are. I
yeah.
just have to.
Push button.
Turn them
There we
on.
go.
Yes.
Aturus. This is Joker. I hope you are all well. As the year ends, our fans' voices grow louder with for our next appearance. However, we are closing the curtain for this year. March 2019. We look forward to showing our fans what we have in store. Until then, you'll have to wait. Happy New Year.
Yep. P5R.jp. So,
yes, so Persona 5 R.
all right. So, we've been promised more in March, as you saw.
Seen it coming.
So, there are a lot of theories. One of which is, please God be on the Switch, please God be on the Switch, please God be on the Switch, please God be on the Switch.
That's what a lot of people are saying.
Including me. Like I just said, please God be on the Switch.
I'm hoping so too. Because I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think it would be very awesome.
So, another interesting thing that I found when I was doing some reading, I happened to find in a related article. So, we know that Joker is in Smash.
Yes.
Or will be soon enough.
Yeah, he's one of the first characters.
Yeah,
in the
he's
battle
one of
pack.
he's one of the 5 big DLC characters, which have already been decided, as we found out from the Piranha Plant thing.
Yeah, one of them is Petey Piranha, and which
No, he is not one of.
Oh, that's right.
Piranha
That's
Plant
right.
is not specifically one of the 5 DLC characters.
Yeah, I actually got the code, and I actually did the whole thing.
Yep,
where I got
it too.
Did you know about that?
Oh, I did know about that. Persona Q2, yeah.
Oh.
It's an Etrian Odyssey style game, which is pretty fucking
It looks
cool.
like it's got Persona 5 characters in it.
Yeah, it's Persona 4 and 5, but in that engine. Those characters playing in that engine, it's sweet.
Oh.
So,
Go ahead.
one of the people who predicted that this was coming out,
Wasn't Jim Sterling, was it?
it was not Jim Sterling. If it was, for lack of a better term, it would be gospel.
Yes. The one true Jim.
So, this leak comes from, let's see, this person has a leak that says that Persona 5 4 will release, or Persona 5 R will release in the first half of 2019, and that same leak discusses Super Smash Brothers stuff. Now, I don't know how true this is. I'm not telling you that this is true. This is not the word of our Lord and Savior Mashed Potato Samurai. However, it is interesting.
Very.
Go with me on this journey.
So I don't have any predictions that will probably make sense since I still haven't finished Persona 5. So I don't know how the ending
Well,
goes.
I'm not talking about
don't know
Persona
if-
5R.
Okay, yeah, but I don't know how the ending goes and like how, you know, if everybody lives and stuff. But I would say, well, given the success of Persona 5, I wouldn't entirely rule out either a DLC for Persona 5 or a sequel. Direct sequel to Persona 5.
I could see a direct sequel, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much room there is for it.
Well,
and this is
I mean, just like, you know, everything looks very dark for Joker throughout most of the game.
I've
I don't
read
really know how it ends.
I've read through the plot, so I do know.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Just don't spoil too much.
I'm not spoiling anything about Persona 5.
Okay.
Right now I'm talking Smash DLC. Also about this snoring dog.
Yeah, if you can pick that up on there, it'd be awesome.
Wait.
Nope.
No, I can't. He's not doing it anymore.
Only
Okay.
did it once.
So the 4 other DLC characters that the prediction that predicted Persona 5R also predicted are Erdrick from Dragon Quest.
Yeah, I can see that.
Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. Okay, now
Go ahead.
the reasoning here is that Dragon Quest 11 for the Switch is going to be releasing in 2019, as well as other Dragon Quest games. Ninja Gaiden's 30th anniversary is in 2019.
Don't let me play that one.
What now?
Don't let me play that one.
Yeah.
If you value your Switches that you want me to play it on, don't let me play it.
Oh, no. If you're playing it on anybody's Switch, it'll be his.
No, Nate probably won't want me to play that one.
The only thing I'll request is you play it with a controller, and I'm going to put nothing but pillows in the floor.
Okay. That seems wise.
And on the walls, too.
So there's also discussion in that same post that there's a 30th anniversary project in development. Now it gets weird. Go with me on
now
this.
It gets weird.
Now it gets weird.
Okay.
Steve.
Wait.
From Minecraft.
Really?
Steve. Wait until the last one.
Herobrine?
No.
No, that would be like an alternate skin.
Steve, according to this, Steve is supposed to be announced at E3 2019. We'll have Alex, the lady one, and Master Chief as palette swaps. Apparently, Steve was originally planned for main roster, but will now be released later to promote DLC for Minecraft Dungeons. And then the last one, Doom Guy.
I can actually see...
I want Doom Guy to be in there, but at the same time, that immediately makes me think that the guy's probably not right, because I doubt that. Somehow.
See, the thing that gets me is the Master Chief palette swap for Steve. That's the one that sort of suggests to me, maybe, I don't know. Of course, we know that Microsoft and Nintendo have been in talks recently to be a little bit friendlier. It's entirely possible that...
the big thing with that was the crossplay. That was the big thing with it, but I don't know.
They've been talking about maybe sharing some IPs as well.
Okay.
So it's possible...
Which would benefit Microsoft way more than Nintendo.
That's true. But also, I mean, Doom Guy. Also, apparently, according to this, Doom Guy will have his Doom 64 attire as a palette swap. Okay. So maybe like classic Doom Guy.
Yeah.
Which would be fucking sweet.
I could see that. So
again, these are not gospel. This is something that I found alongside finding out about Persona 5R. And then I was like, ooh, I should look into this.
Well,
so that makes me be like, yeah, I definitely don't care about any of the other DLC.
Just
if there is Doom Guy, that'd be cool, but I just doubt it. But like, none of those are nearly as exciting as Joker.
Well, Joker is, by a lot of people's standards, the one that no one expected.
That's pretty fucking sweet.
Ever. I mean, it's Atlas. It's an exclusive on PS4 that Atlas donated so much time and effort into, and is now one of the most beloved characters in video game history.
There are still two other characters that I would think would be awesome in Smash that probably won't ever happen.
All right.
And they are?
I have to look up one of them's name because I can't actually remember his official name. One of them, though, is Chrono.
Chrono from Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Chrono could be interesting.
Chrono would be a good play.
Randy from Secret of Mana.
All right.
That one's a little more obscure.
Well, so the Secret of Mana remake is happening.
Well, it's already out.
Yeah.
But it's only on PS4. However, there is talk of it being ported to the Nintendo Switch because Square is now a lot more friendly with Nintendo.
That's true.
And
hey.
I mean, it was originally a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was back when Square was only going to work with Nintendo, and then Sony was just like, hey, look at this awesome platform that's a lot easier to program on, and you actually have more control and more tools and all this. And pretty much...
Bring that Final Fantasy on over here, boys.
Yeah, and then Final Fantasy pretty much told... Square Enix pretty much told Nintendo to get bent, and was just like, we're going to go here with Sony.
Oh, and we're also never letting you have Gino or Mallow.
Well, that's actually something that they've been discussing as well. They're actually wanting to, after Retro Studios is done with their most latest project, they've actually wanted to talk to Retro about potentially doing a sequel to Super Mario RPG.
Holy fuck!
And if Retro Studios, the people who did Metroid Prime and Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Yeah, here's my thing. Where's Metroid Prime 4 news?
Well,
gimme.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, right? I'm excited for that too. Although, I think Nintendo is biding their time because I think they were waiting to see what the response was to Smash, and the response to Smash was immense. It is the highest selling game on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Like they actually showed the top selling video game merchandise on Amazon, and Super Smash Brothers was number 1, and then spots 2 through 7 were actually gift cards, and you had to go all the way down to position 8 to find another game.
So
that's how many copies of that fucking game got sold.
So Retro Studios has only done Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, Metroid Prime Trilogy, Donkey Kong Country Returns,
and Tropic Freeze,
Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and Mario Kart 7.
Yeah. Well, I knew they did Mario Kart 7, but I'm talking on the main console.
Yeah.
You see, handheld's all well and good, but in terms of main console,
I mean, I don't think you can discount. It's oh, hey, look, they also worked on Mario Kart 7.
No,
Mario Kart 7 was pretty good.
Which a lot of people say is the best, is probably one of the best versions of Mario Kart. It introduced a lot of awesome stuff.
I mean, yeah, that introduced the glider.
Yeah.
So pretty big.
Well, yeah, but I'm not discounting that. My thing is, Retro, whatever they're working on now, they're saying it's a big project that no one's going to expect. That at least that's what the insiders are saying.
You mean they'll never see it coming?
What?
They'll never see it coming?
Oh.
Bringing it back around.
Yeah.
I did it.
So, for everything that has been explained here, I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Persona. I haven't played through Persona. I haven't, and I haven't read any spoilers or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I may very well play through it myself and see what I think.
You do.
It's good, but you're gonna be playing that game for a while.
It's if there were some games you hadn't played that I was you should totally play. It's gonna be for me. I'm yes, everyone should play these games. Persona 5, Metal Gear Solid, Dark Souls.
I played Dark Souls and I played some Metal Gear Solid.
It's on the same level as those two.
Well, I played Dark Souls and I played Metal Gear Solid, but I haven't played Persona.
You should
as for your comment, some of the comments that were made earlier in terms of Persona 5R, I think you said that it could potentially be a direct sequel to the game, much like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was a sequel to Assassin's Creed 2. Now, one thing about it is,
like I said, that's only if they left it open for that.
I guarantee you, Atlas had a lot of stuff that they could not include in Persona 5.
That's likely true.
I guarantee you what they probably
there's
saw...
There's a lot in there, too, though, so, I mean...
Well, there's a lot in there, but at the same time, I mean, hell, there was a lot in Skyrim, but yet, look at everything else that's been added in since.
Yeah.
It's pretty much an extra game, or hell, 2 extra games on top of that, with just the DLC that's come from Bethesda, not counting any of the mod stuff. But what I'm
some
saying,
of the mods are apparently as big as, if not bigger than, some of their DLCs.
Well, yeah,
some impressive ass stuff.
Oh, absolutely. But with Persona, if Atlas has enough material to not only merit a sequel, but also a port of it to the Nintendo Switch.
All right, so originally 2 years ago they said there was no plan to port it to the Switch. Things may have changed. Now,
Look, I don't trust anything anyone says because a lot of people said North Korea would never, ever, 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 ever talk to the United States again. Look what happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's just been a lot of other times that companies in gaming have been like, we currently have no plans to do this, and then they did it later.
Yeah,
we did it.
Like,
even though they don't have plans to do it right now, doesn't mean they may not eventually.
And that's when I point my finger at them and say, you dirty, dirty liars.
All right, everybody shut up. So, Persona 3 got a port to PSP and got Persona 3 FES, which is actually a sequel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was a sequel.
Yeah, so there's actually straight up like...
So there have been Persona sequels.
It's an update to the original game. No, it's an update as well as a new epilogue in which the player controls a different character. And that's actually like... There's actually a pretty good little chunk there.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, the Persona 3 Portable got released after Persona 4, actually. And then Persona 4 got a couple of spin-offs. You got an enhanced version for the Vita, Persona 4 Golden. And then you got Persona 4 Arena, which was straight up a fighting game.
Yeah.
Which is fucking sick. And Persona 4 Dancing All Night, which we've seen the release of Dancing Star Night. 3 and 5, yeah. Dancing Star Night and Dancing Moon Night.
Yeah.
Or Dancing in Starlight and Dancing in Moonlight. But.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it actually makes me wonder if we're looking at like a Persona 5 Arena situation.
Maybe?
Which is possible.
I'm thinking it's more likely a like FES situation.
Yeah, like an updated port, yeah.
Because I feel like that's what like my gut is telling me it probably is it's Persona 5 plus a little bit.
Because there is...
But what I want it to be is like a big DLC or, you know, a
completely separate game.
Yeah, completely like,
see, here's the
follow-up game.
There is actually, like... All right. Everything gets wrapped up pretty well except for one plot point at the very end.
So there may be a chance they touch on that or something.
It'd be a weird plot point to try to build a game around. But it's possible.
Yeah, it is possible. Oh,
I mean, we'll see.
And okay, I feel like I should mention this to both of you as well.
Yeah.
I probably told Nick about this, but I don't think I've told you.
Yes.
Chad.
Mm-hmm. The loaded gun, Chad Bartlett.
That is right. Chad has been on a bit of a curating spree when it comes to the Persona games.
Really?
He has Persona 5, of course.
I mean, yeah.
He's got Persona 4.
Good.
Both versions. He's got both versions of Persona 3.
Nice.
And he just got a mint condition with the case and with the original manual, Persona 2.
Wait. Innocent Sin or Eternal Punishment?
I think Eternal Punishment.
Okay, Eternal Punishment is like the second half.
Okay, well...
let me look that up.
Yeah.
Let me confirm.
So, anyway, and he recently... he worked with somebody on eBay who sold him a copy of the original Persona. It was with the original case, but not the manual.
Wow!
And it had the game disc in it.
That
and
is
he bought
nuts.
it for I forget exactly how much he paid for it, but he got it and he tried to play it in his PS1, and turns out it wouldn't play. So he pulled it out and he looked, and there was a small fracture that led to the internals of the disc.
Shit.
So he actually called the guy back. He's like, "Oh, I didn't try it on the PS1. Try it on the PS3." And he tried it on the PS3, and it worked.
Son of a bitch.
But Chad didn't want to play it on the PS3. And
plus, yeah.
It was already damaged, and if you keep running that disc with that crack in it like
it's gonna just
more.
It'll just destroy it. So
Eternal Punishment is the sequel to Persona 2 Innocent Sin.
Okay, so
that was one thing that when I worked at game stores, if a disc had a crack in it, even a small one in the center,
it was over.
Couldn't take it for that reason.
Because once you
can't fix that.
Yeah, once the structural defect happens, you can't fix it.
Yeah,
it's only going to get worse.
It like even if you try and super glue it, like it's still the original structure is now done. Like it's not going to be the same ever again. And Chad was just like, "Look, man, I paid this much money for it. I'm just going to send it back to you, and I'll just take a refund. And the guy was like, no. Here's the thing. I'll take the disc back. I'll keep it, but I'll let you have the case, and I'll let you have the case for this amount of money. And then Chad actually haggled with him and got the case. Or he kept the case, but then someone later on came on, and it was from the same website that he bought Persona 2.
Mm-hmm.
And, mint condition, all this and all that. And the guy that was selling it is a highly rated seller. And Chad bought it, and it was the disc and the manual. So now he has a full...
Nice.
That's one thing he wanted. He wanted the OG.
The whole deal, yeah.
He wanted it all. And
I respect
the manual has a few scuffs on the around the edges, which one are in the corners, but which ones don't.
Yeah, what can
anymore.
you do, really?
But Chad is actually talking about coming on the channel and doing a Persona run, as he calls it.
I'm like an entire Persona series
from beginning to end.
Kick ass.
And from 1 to 5, because ever since he says now, he's like, I'm now a massive Shin Megami Tensei fan, and I'm like, go for it. And then and when he told me he was curating and trying to get 1 and 2, because he had 3 already, and he had 4 and he had 5, but he didn't have 1 or 2. And he, of course, you can buy like an emulator and get the ROMs for them and play them that way.
Yeah.
But to him, playing it the original way, to him is like a level of authenticity and a level of immersion that can't really be replicated.
That's true.
And I can understand that.
You get all them original load times to wait through and everything.
Well, that's no. He's prepared for that though. He understands that.
So, what I was going to say was, if he wants to do the Shin Megami Tensei games as well, I've gotten the streaming setup working again for the 3DS, so he can do SMT4 and Apocalypse.
Probably can. So
yeah, and I might be working on an extra little toy.
I tried for the longest time to get Shin Megami Tensei, the original game,
to
work on an emulator.
Yeah.
With a English patch and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And every single time that the first fight, it froze before the end of the first fight. I could never get it to work.
Yeah.
I might tinker with that a little bit.
Well,
but
good luck. I can never get it to work.
yeah. I mean,
but I might also have another little toy in the works for the streaming 3DS with input redirection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So basically, use the 3DS as a console and then just play it on stream with a 360 controller.
Yeah.
Or a PS4 controller.
Or a PS4 controller, because fuck you, that's why.
Yeah. Well, and that's beautiful. I'm glad that you're able to do that, because when I paid for the capture card and everything, the capture card's like really like fun and everything.
Yeah, and I hate to tell you, but apparently they, like, the way that they do it, they kind of have a short shelf life.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's the connector on the USB micro, and oh my god, we're still talking shop. It just occurred to me, we're still doing it.
Yeah.
We're still... okay,
so
I got
on a 30-second
yeah,
video...
that's what I was going to say.
We've been going for 23 minutes.
I realized that a little bit ago. I was like, this was a 30-second video. This is going to be like a half-hour long reaction.
What do you want us to do, guys? We're renegades. We ramble. It's what we do. You expect something different? I'm sorry to disappoint.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, so things to take away from this. Oh my god, Persona 5 might be on the Switch. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And 3DS streams might be coming back pretty soon.
Potentially.
Take that as you will. That's
Yeah.
all I got.
We'll see. We'll see.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.